Excellent. So, good evening again, everybody, and welcome to the first class of the mini MBA program. And the first class, of course, we will be talking about product design and, of course, idea validation. That is today and tomorrow. And this is very important because there is no executive, there is no entrepreneur who can say that they are successful without having the right value to sell, without having the right value to manage. And this value can be in terms of products, in terms of services, and in terms of you being a professional in a company where you're serving that company. And of course, when you mention anywhere that you are you have gone through any MBA program, one of the highest expectations of you is that you can design a product or a service and you can develop that product or a service into a marketable value. And that is why this is the primary course that we have to take, because as we grow to become expert in business, we need to make sure that we are also expert in designing the value that we have to share in the marketplace. So some people will listen as entrepreneurs, some will listen as employees in companies. And for employees in company, it is your job to start looking at where is my company failing in terms of designing products and services for the people that the company is serving. If you are here and you're a founder, you are a CEO, you're a visionary, you need to start looking at the ideas I have been designing in the past. Have I been designing in a way that they're able to experience market desirability or market acceptability? And you start looking at the current projects I have at hand. How am I going to practice the new practical lessons I will learn in order to succeed with the new projects? So, and it is very possible that you are going to get very tailored ideas, knowledge, and skills as I push throughout this program. And there is one thing incredible about product design is the ability to identify opportunities, unlock innovation, and in the process improve your business. So that's why if you look at great companies that have existed for decades and decades to come, they are so incredible at identifying opportunities in the market. They're able to observe and market frictions, and they're able to identify opportunities and design products for these opportunities. They are able to unlock innovation and design products for out of this innovation. Remember that innovation, or the complete cycle of innovation, only happens when there is creation and mass commercialization of what you have innovated. So you cannot say that you're an innovative person when what you have created is not being used by a group of people. And one incredible thing about product design is that you are able to improve your business. Let's say, for example, for employees who are going through this program, one sign that you have gone through this program should be your ability to improve the business of your supervisor or your CEO, because you have learned new ways of how you can actually drive new products. And one significant lesson in the process of product design is that it is all about solving problems in the service of people. It is all about solving problems in the service of people. So the question is, what kind of problem are you solving? It could be a problem to fix complexity. For example, maybe people find it difficult to actually make payments online. You can build an app to solve that complexity. Maybe you're solving a problem of delay in time, and you can decide that, hey, I'm going to design an app that instead of people going to stand in the line to pay annual bills, I'm going to design an app and link it to mobile money and link it to the annual website, and people can sit in their houses and pay bills. That is a problem. But all of these, whether you're solving an ambitious problem, you're solving a big, hairy problem, or you're solving a complexity problem, either internally in your organization or externally in a global marketplace, you need to know that it is always in the service of people. It is always in the service of people. And when you master the process of product design as a business professional, as somebody working in a company or in a corporate world, one thing stand out. It makes your business, it makes your startup to become more flexible. Why? Because you are in that position whereby you can design and improve an existing product. Many companies struggle, especially in Cameroon, because majority of their staff don't have the skills and the competence to design new products or improve on existing products speedily. And when you also have this skill of product design, you are able to be responsive to customers. And when you are responsive to your customers, ultimately the business end up very, very successful because you are always on the case of your customers. And that is why the goal of thriving businesses, of young businesses, and even established businesses is to understand and empathize with the people for whom they are designing the products for. You don't need to sit and assume on how to design your product, but you need to empathize with the target market before you design your solution. And that is why every part of your new business should solve some problem for someone. Your product, your customer service, your business systems. These are three important parts that as you work on designing a product, you need to make sure that the product itself is solving a pain point. That is why whatever that anybody is doing, whether you're an accountant, whether you are a marketer, whether you are a personal assistant, whether you are a computer technician, a software engineer, you need to make sure that the value that they're creating in that particular moment is solving a pain point for you. Let's say that you're an accountant. The company may definitely has a pain point of poor financial systems. And if you are not there, they're going to have terrible financial systems. You are there because you are creating value as an accountant and you're solving that pain point. You can also solve somebody's problem through customer service. There's a way that somebody approaches you with a question, with a worry, and there's a way you answer that question. It enables you to actually feel less anxious or less troubled. And of course, you have business systems. Business systems are the processes in place designed for that business to be done. So as executives, as professionals, as entrepreneurs, you need to make sure that every business system you build and you develop should be able to ease the pain, to ease the trouble that customers go through. For example, if you are designing a system to, let me pick a practical example from somebody here. Let's say somebody, there is business and career microfinance. The team is here and the founder is here. And they need to design a very good business system that can enable business people to get soft loans very fast. It is their responsibility to make sure that the loan granting system for safe loans or for loans that are within savings or loans that have all the required collateral, they should design a loan granting system that is so efficient that it will not waste the time of serious business people. And when you have an efficient business system in all departments, it effectively enables you to solve many problems of the people that you're targeting. Excellent. If you are still following, please say something in the chat box. You know, this is Cameroon, so we can lose people at any time. Just say something in the chat box, just write, I am following, so I'm sure that nobody's left behind. Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Patrick. Good. Let's proceed. And of course, one thing that I said, I know there are some people here that they're taking this program because their dream is to become business consultants very soon. And the truth is that that's why you see many people that when they do MBA, any MBA program, and they add to their business experience, they can become very good business consultants. Why? Because the things that are taught in MBA program are very, very insightful and they are very practical and tailored to diverse business problems. So I'm very, very sure that people follow the whole program. Your mind and your business augment will be totally different in how you look at businesses around you. Good. So in the last couple of years, there has been a lot of talk about product design businesses and customer-centric businesses. And actually, there are some people that do business and their focus is just on customers, whereby their focus is, how do we give customers a very good customer buying experience? What is customer buying experience? Customer buying experience is that feeling, is that practical experience that somebody goes through when buying from you or when buying from your company. Like, if the buying experience is not exciting, or you are going to buy and the way the sales girl treats you, the way the sales girls react to you, that is your buying experience. It can either be negative or positive. And in product-driven businesses, they focus just on the quality of the product. They ensure that the product is of high quality, and they don't care whether customers are treated well or the customers have that good customer buying experience. But the truth is that businesses that have been able to stand the test of time have been able to combine these two, product-driven businesses and customer-centric businesses. They're able to combine these philosophies in the process of their product design. You don't combine these two things after. You make up your mind that, hey, look, as we are building this product from the beginning, we are going to run a business that is product driven with excellent products that perform all the core product benefits. What do I say? What do I mean by core product benefit? A business or a product that performs all its core benefits means that this is a product that is able to serve you for the reason that you bought that product. For example, if you bought a phone and we say that that mobile phone is performing its core benefit, it means that the mobile phone is able to do calls, snap pictures, send text messages, have an alarm clock, have a watch, have a stopwatch, have all the things that you expect to see in a good product. That is core benefit. Okay, so, and it is encouraged. This is what is being encouraged right now. This is what winning businesses do. They're able to combine the philosophies of a product-driven business and customer-driven business into two in their product design stage, and they build a product, they build a business that is able to perform core product benefits and at the same time give customers excellent buying experience or excellent user experience, if you may call it that way. And it is worthwhile to know that design creates elegant solutions to complicated problems. If there is one thing that I want all of you to take out after this particular class today, is your ability to design a solution, to design a product that will not complicate the life of customers. A good design, a good product should be able to distill the complex concepts or the complex problems that people go through and simplify it into features that customers can effortlessly enjoy. That is your role as a product design expert. That is your role as a product development expert. That is your role as an executive who has gone through a product design course. It is your responsibility to design elegant solutions. It's your responsibility to do that. Make sure that the process that a customer goes through to enjoy your service is not complicated. It should be less complicated. It should be less complex. And they should effortlessly enjoy the process of your product, the process of using your product, the process of accessing your product. You should be able to make sure that the process is effortless for them. And that is why this particular circle was created. It was created that as an executive, you need to make sure that every single day of your life, you're always practicing this four-step process of product improvement. Number one, you plan for improvement. Number two, you implement the improvement. Number three, you evaluate the success of the improvement activity. Number four, you decide the next step. And the next step could be plan for improvement again. That is why there is this concept called the Kaizen Concept. The Kaizen Concept was created around Toyota, where their concept was that they need to practice continuous improvement in their business. So, and this is one of the most important things that executives need to practice, whereby they are always in a constant moment of looking for what to improve. How can you improve today's product? How can you improve today's system? How can you improve your staff? How can you improve your buying experience? How can you improve the ability to make sure that people access your product effortlessly? You are always improving something, and it is quickly done in 4 steps. Plan for improvement. Number 2, implement that improvement. Don't only plan, implement it. Number 3, evaluate the success of the improvement activity after the implementation. And number 4, decide the next steps. The next steps could be plan again another improvement, implement the improvement. And if you look at this, this is the business concept that led to the editions of new many products that we find today. For example, you get to see Apple 9, Apple 10, Apple 11, Apple 12, Apple 13. All of these things, this is the fundamental process that they go through to make sure that every year they are always giving you a better version of the previous product. So it goes back to you. What is that product that is struggling in your company right now? What is that business system that is struggling? What is that team? What is that staff? That staff is struggling. You can plan for improvement by training that staff. You can implement the training program for that staff. You can evaluate the impact of that training program on the staff, and you can decide the next steps. The next step could be, you know what, give the staff more responsibility to see how they are going to make use of the knowledge that you have given them. Like, for example, there are some companies, founders here that have paid for their staff to go through this program. Maybe after this program, they can look, hey, you know what, let me plan for improvement within the company with a team that have gone to the mini MBA program. Let us implement the improvement with the team. Let us evaluate this. Let us see what was the success, what led to, what was the outcome of the improvement activity. What are the next steps? Should we do it again? Should we improve? Should we bring an external consultant? Should they go for another training and all of that? Now, this is the hardcore of it all, of product design. If all of you can understand what I will explain here, then this particular session is a win for all of us. So pay attention here. One of the best proven principles of product design or product improvement is what is called a lean cycle. And the lean cycle, I would like you to look at on your it's on the right on my side, maybe on the left on your side, where you see identify hypothesis. At any moment that you decide that you want to design a new product for your business, a new product for the company, either as a founder or as an employee within a company. And I want you to know that employees that have the mindset of product design who are working in a company, they call them corporate entrepreneurs. You're a corporate entrepreneur if you start taking this knowledge and you start practicing in your company where you work as a staff. You are recognized as a corporate entrepreneur. One of the basic fundamentals you have to do in this process is you need to identify the hypothesis. Who are your target customers and what are their needs? So let's imagine that you want to design a new product for an already existing company. But when that product comes to your mind, one of the most important hypotheses you have to identify is, who are the target customers really? Who is the ideal customer for this product? And what are their needs? What are their needs? And you need to understand that for you to establish any hypothesis, what you need to do, you need to go talk to the people. You need to go talk to the people you have identified as the target customers and ascertain their needs and ascertain their pain points. Because when you do that, this way customer discovery comes in. That's the second part under the hypothesis, customer discovery, where you need to get out and meet your customers and find out what it is they really need. Please hear this from today. Never design a product without customer discovery. You may end up wasting money, time, and company resources designing something nobody would buy and nobody will use. Always do customer discovery. Always get the team, let them leave the office and go to the field, no matter how big your company is. Next is you need to pay attention to the value proposition. You need to also establish this hypothesis. These are three key things. Target customers and what they need. You need to do customer discovery, and you need to do value proposition. Based on your customer discovery, it is your responsibility as a business expert to design a product, to design a service, to design a system that aims to relieve the customer of their pains. Pay attention to this. This is the heart of product design. This is the heart of product design. That is why if you look at like big companies like Apple and Microsoft and Facebook, when they recruit a software engineer, they get an MBA graduate or an MBA expert who have done product design, and they attach it to that software engineer. Software engineers don't design products alone. They don't build softwares alone in big companies. They always have a supervisor, and they call them product design managers. And their job is to make sure that whatever the software engineer is building, they respect the lean cycle process. It is the same for the companies that you work for. There's a way that you need to make sure you start bringing some practical ideas into the market. So you're testing three key hypotheses here. The who, what they really need, that's customer discovery, where you get out and you meet the customers, you find out what they really need. And after finding out, based on your customer discovery, you design a product, and the product has one single goal: relieving the customer of their pain. Making sure that the customers can effortlessly enjoy whatever you are designing. And when you do that, what happens? You start building. So you are not permitted to go to the building stage. You are not permitted to reach the building stage where you have not established the hypothesis. I know people that have come to me for consulting after establishing their companies first. They established the company with the wrong market in mind, with the wrong pricing, with the wrong processes. Everything is wrong with registering the company under the wrong tax regime, and many things wrong because they did not establish the right hypothesis before building. So please, and building here, you are not building massively. You are building what is called the minimum viable product based on their discovery. Never build on a large scale at first. Like for example, there is this client I had in Nigeria, whereby the dad is a very rich man. So the dad gave him money. I said, okay, establish your own company. So since he had a lot of money, close to 300 million francs that his dad gave him to do that. So the guy just said and came out and just started establishing branches everywhere. And the guys, at the beginning of that his business, he established 5 branches. How do you open 5 branches of a business when you have not built a minimum viable product? You have not tested the market acceptability of that product. You have not tested systems. Somebody hear me. Never replicate what is not working. When you're opening branches, it means you're trying to replicate what you have proven somewhere and it is working. Look at all great companies. Before they moved to many countries, they started in a small little corner, in a small town, in a small community, started small, built their minimum viable product, tested in the market, corrected, tested, corrected. And when the systems were established, when the product was accepted by maybe 100 people, 1,000 people, they only replicated what is working. So never allow your company to replicate what they have not tested. Never replicate what is not working. You're only going to lose money. It is in very rare cases whereby you replicate quickly at the beginning and succeed. And it can take you more time and more resources to actually end up succeeding. That's why you see people that they replicate quickly and they spend money year in, year out, just to keep the company afloat because the company is not yet profitable. I always recommend that only start replicating when you have break even. Never replicate when you are still at a loss. That's a bad business move. After you have built a minimum viable product and you have tested, what you need to do next, look at the second from down up. You need to measure design test for your customers that will allow you to measure your MVP against what? Against your hypothesis. You need to measure the minimum viable product against the target market, against what they need, against what you discovered in the market, and against the value proposition that you establish after the customer discovery stage. You need to measure. And after you measure, what you need to do, with all your findings up to this point, you need to now make refinement. This is where you learn. You refine, you improve, you pivot, you persevere, or you shut down the business and start another one because you have discovered that, hey, it was not right. It was not the right move. Maybe you discovered that you were struggling. Let me give you a practical example. Let's say if any company is coming into the mobile money sector in Cameroon right now, if they don't take the lean cycle of designing their products, they're going to struggle to adapt in the market. They need to make sure that they find complexities in the market and capitalize on those complexities, but they need to have very clear hypotheses, build, measure, learn before they scale. If they take it the other way around, they will struggle for years. This is one of the things that killed. How many of you remember Etofis Telephone Company? Why do you think it died? I may not have access to some internal things, but just looking at it externally, there are many things that they did wrong. Just looking at it externally as a business expert, there are many things that they did wrong. They entered the market wrong. And they entered the market very, very large. They jumped to the market very, very blind on already. You're very right. That is why even great companies till today, the mighty Apple, which is valued at more than $1 trillion US, one of the most valuable brands in the world. Till today, when Apple, do you know that when Apple will launch iPhone 13 or iPhone 14, when they do that, do you know that there's a small working group that they give the phone to them for free and they use the phones for at least 2 months and give their feedback before the phones are released in the US, before the phones are released in Europe, before they are released. They release the phones gradually, despite that they have all the money in the world to do that. They follow the lean cycle of launching a new product into the market. They follow that process. They establish hypotheses, they build, they measure, they learn from the group, and they expand gradually before you start seeing the phones all over the world. All over the world. Good. So good design is intentional, which means no design-related decision should be left to chance. Of course, we have spoken about that. So user-centered design has become more or less of a standard. That look at all great companies continentally, internationally, they make sure that the user-centered design is at the center, is their standard when it comes to product development. Why? Because nobody desires to waste money and time and human resources and equipment building something or designing something nobody will buy. It doesn't work like that. And when you, after the process of being intentional of building, measuring, and learning, you need to go out and gather items, right? Come back and synthesize them. Like, this is where you start talking about one of the most important tools in business, which is the business model canvas. And for many people, the business model canvas has replaced business plans. Like me personally, I actually don't believe in business plans, because business plan is a perfect document, especially at the beginning. I prefer business plans in an already existing business, not in a startup especially, or not on writing a business plan for a new product. Why? A business plan is that document that will let you know that you will be very profitable in the 3rd month. And when you start the business, you are already in the 12th month and you are not yet profitable. But a business model canvas is able to establish and give you a clear fact that this business has a future or not. This business has a model, has a proven model that can be executed, can be replicated, and can be successful. And there are key parts that makes up a business model canvas, which is very important to look at. And one of the most important questions that the business model canvas try to answer is, what are you building? What are you doing? And why does it matter to people? And when you are able to establish that, whatever idea, whatever new product, whatever old product you want to improve on matters to people, definitely they will be able to buy, or you can always pivot the price, pivot the cost of production until they are willing or able to afford. So quickly, let's look at a business model canvas. And here we start with our first assignment. So after this, I will give an assignment for the business model canvas, whereby everybody is going to design a business model canvas that for their existing business or for a new product. Let me say, like, there's a company here that has about 4 or 5 of their staff here. Maybe you guys plan to launch a new product in the next 2 months or 3 months. I don't know your strategic plan for the year 2021. If you do that, I would challenge you to gather as a team and do this exercise and build a business model canvas for that product. For some of you that are staff in companies, you are just doing this on your own, you can decide and do this behind the scenes. Just look at a new product or a new project that your company wants to launch and decide to design a business model canvas for that, and just see the lapses, maybe in what the team is not seeing or what your boss is not seeing. For entrepreneurs, if you have never done this for any of your ideas or any of your business or your startup, you have to do this after this. So everybody will have to submit a business model canvas for any idea of their choice, or the company where they work for, or their startup. Let me explain. Box number one should carry what is called value propositions. Value proposition, which is talking about which of our customers' problems are we helping to solve? What are the needs? What are the specific needs that we are trying to satisfy for our customers? And what is the specific product we are going to design? And what are the features? What are the features of this product that match the customer's needs? So let's say, for example, Business and Career University, for example, would like to create a new learning model for HND students, a learning model that is not the one that other schools have been doing. And they can decide to look at how will this learning model really meet the needs of the students coming into the school. and they start writing all that. That's the value proposition that makes it different, that makes the product unique from other people. From there, you go to box number 2, which is customer segment. For who are you solving a problem for or fulfilling the need for? Who are the customers? In this box, you write the customers. Let's take like the business and career university. You can write maybe customers here could be high school graduates, university dropout, HND graduates who did not complete their universities, right? You are very clear and specific. Don't go and say everybody. There is no business that targets everybody. So in this box, you are writing clearly, go detailing, clearly be detailed enough to make sure that you're able to state who that solution is for, or the product you are designing. Number 3 is the channels. And this number 3 is one of the most neglected part in businesses. Through which channels do our customer segments want to be reached? This is where you need to establish, how do we really reach to these people? What are the channels? How are we going to distribute our product to them? Are we going to use retailers? Are we going to use wholesalers? Are we going to develop our own delivery system? Are we going to buy our own bikes, our own buses, our own cars to do this? Are we going to partner with Okadas? Are we going to partner with shops in communities and have our products there? Here, you just need to answer very, very clear channels. And remember this, executives, remember this. When you are designing this particular process, you need to always have this in mind. How can customers effortlessly, that's the key word, in product design, how can customers effortlessly find what we are selling, find what we have designed? Number 4 is customer relationship. How are we going to get customers? How are we going to keep customers? And how are we going to grow customers? Many times people talk about customer relationship, they only talk about how to make the customer feel. But you know, customer relationship is deep, very deep, deeper than what people think. It's a 3-phase process. What is the strategy to get customers? How do you get new customers? How do you get new customers? What is the marketing model? Well, here's the marketing. Marketing is how do they know that we exist? That is marketing. Sales is what you do to keep them or to make them buy from you. So how do we get them? Are we going to use flyers on the street? Are we going to go to churches? Are we going to go to schools? Are we going to go to rural communities? Are we going to make the funds and the chiefs and ask them to talk to their people? Are we going to go to CRTV? Are we going to go to radios? And are we going to use paid ads on the internet? You need to have the how well written down in this box. Then how do you keep them? Maybe you keep them by training your customer service to smile to them, to answer all their questions, never be rude, make sure they have high emotional intelligence, give them discounts, what to keep them. How do you grow them? One of the best ways to grow customers is by exceeding their expectations and by always adding new services and making them stay with you. Making them stay with you. You grow with your customers. Number 4 is what key activities do our value proposition requires? What are key activities? Key activities are those things that if you don't do them, your business will struggle. If you don't do them, your business will struggle. Let's take a television, for example. A key activity in a television channel is having cameramen to go and shoot videos. That's a key activity. Another key activity is having video editors to edit the video. That's a key activity. Another key activity could be making sure that they pay electricity bills on time, because without electricity bills or the electricity, they will not be able to broadcast. That's a key activity. Every business has key activities that if they don't perform those activities, the business will struggle immediately. Now look at your business, look at your company. And some of you may start seeing why your company struggle because your CEO or your supervisor or whoever is in the company doesn't pay attention to key activities that influences the result of the business. Next is key resources. Key resources. What key resources do our value proposition require? Maybe you need a supplier. Let's say you run a restaurant and you do kati kati, and people like Benjamin Jama from Bamenda. That's a key resource for you for your business. If you lack that resource, it affects your business. It could be money. It could be a car. It could be whatever raw material that directly influences your business. Resources here also could be your team, human resources. Very important. So he listed the key resources that the business, your startup, that new product will need to succeed. Imagine MTN planning for a caravan. They know that the key resources are flyers. The key resources are sound system that they use to make noise with. The key resources is an MC who will sit on the mic and talk for 5-6 hours without getting tired, without eating. That could be a key resource. The key resource could be that Hilux car that will carry the sales agents and carry the speakers, right? You see them on the street. Those things make up maybe when they want to launch a new product. Number 7 is who are the key partners? Every product, every company has key partners that if they are not there, the business struggle. Key partners here could be wholesalers, could be retailers, could be suppliers, could be distributors. It could be Okada men, it could be Klando boys, it could be the government, it could be regulating agencies, it could be Ethiopian Airlines, it could be any partner, anybody that you know that their activity, their role play a critical part in the business that you do. You need to write them there. Number 8 is revenue streams. Very important. What is the revenue model? How do we really make money? What are the pricing tactics? For what value are our customers willing to pay? You write it here. Revenue model is how do we make money? We make money by selling this product to this group of people. You write, let somebody read this box and clearly know how you make money. How do you price? Do you price according to what competitors are pricing? Do you price according to the value that you are generating? Do you price according to your cost of production? Do you price according to, maybe you are the first person in the market with that kind of product? What pricing tactics do you use? And for what value are the customers willing to pay? You talk about it here. Customers are willing to pay this product at the cost of 10,000 francs, 15,000 francs. And how do you discover this? By carrying out customer discovery in the lean circle that we spoke about. And the last box, of course, talks about the cost structure. What are the most important costs in our business model? What are the most important costs? Let's say, for example, you want to establish a pharmacy. You know that one of your most important costs include rent for the pharmacy space, include recruiting 2 pharmacists, buying the drugs or the medications, include getting a night security guard, includes getting a security system. Whatever, you establish those important costs that makes up the whole business model. Now, the power of the business model is that when you start feeling these things, new things start coming into your mind that you did not even think of. Secondly, the box, you find it difficult to feel something is wrong. It means the business model is incomplete. So if you just listen like this, you feel that it is easy. I will challenge all of you. It's an assignment. I remember that as we said during orientation, your examination are assignments and case studies. Your examinations, this is your examinations already. You submit your assignments through emails and all of that, and we start recording, and the process is a practical program. So my assignment to everybody, you decide, develop a business model canvas, either for a new product that your company want to launch, or if you're an entrepreneur, develop a business model canvas for your startup. If you have never done that, even if you have done it, improve it, make it look better today. If you're an employee, develop a business model canvas for your company. And you can do that and just go give to your boss. You know, if your boss is the kind that receives new ideas and new perspectives, just go share with him or her. Let us see how you look at the company with a different eye, with a different perspective. And you can go show him or her and begin to show him lapses. Hey, look, this is what we are missing here. This is what we are missing. This is how we should fill this gap. This is what we should be doing right now. You see, so everybody, you need to design a business model canvas making a decision. Whatever you decide to design the model canvas about, it is your responsibility, but all we need is a practical business model canvas. So one thing that's very important that proves that you have successfully developed a good product is your ability to develop a pitch, a presentation for that particular product. And that is why we're going to do this. Is a very important process to do, whereby you should be able, if you have designed your product well, you have designed your business model very well, you should be able to develop a short pitch. A short pitch means that you can meet somebody for 2 minutes or 1 minute or 45 seconds, and you can talk about what you have designed, you can talk about what you're selling in such a powerful way that they cannot ignore you, in such a powerful way that they will quickly understand, in such a powerful way that they will quickly remove money and pay you, because there is a way that you're going to present, you're going to pitch that product, pitch that service, pitch that business in a way that they cannot resist. Please, if you are still following, indicate in the chat box that you're following. And if you're following and enjoying it, say that you're following and enjoying it. Excellent. Thank you so much, Alain. Thank you so much, Honorine. Thank you so much, Forty Boris. Good. Thank you, Elizabeth. Let's continue then and talk about pitching. Again, as I said, one strong sign, please listen to this carefully. One strong sign that you have designed your product well, one strong proof that you have designed your business model canvas well for that product or for your company is your ability to present it in a way somebody will not, they will not resist it, they will enjoy it, they will understand what you're building or what you're currently working on. You should not present your company as somebody is struggling to know what you're talking about. And a good pitch should be able to answer the following question. Anybody listen to your pitch, they should be able to know, oh, this product is targeting young people who are IDPs in the crisis zone. You get a point? The target market should be very clear in the pitch. They should be able to answer. You should be able to answer the user needs. What problem is this company solving? What problem is this product solving? Your pitch should be able to answer this. And of course, you should be able to give a name. They should be able to understand the name of that product, the name of your company, the name of whatever you are representing. They should be able to understand. What are you calling that product? What is the name for that big idea? What is your company name? What is your service name? There should be something. Like we are talking about the MBA program, you should be able to understand, oh, this mini MBA program is for entrepreneurs, it's for executives. What are we trying to solve? We're trying to increase their business acumen. We're trying to solve their inability to have to solve business problems in companies and design products efficiently. What is the big idea? What is the name we're calling that product? Mini MBA, June 2021 class. That is the name, right? Next is the product type and market category. In other words, in what category does your big idea belong? You should be able to talk about your idea and another, oh, this is agriculture, this is technology, this is finance, this is transportation, this is fashion, this is education, this is healthcare. Are we there? It's very important. Don't just talk. Somebody should be able to pinpoint that, oh, this entrepreneur, this executive is in this particular sector of the economy. And what is the key benefit of your product to the person you're talking to or to the target market? Oh, the key benefit for the mini MBA program is that when anybody completes this program, their ability to analyze a business and build a business will be increased by 30%, by 45%. Their ability to be able to be a successful business expert in the next 5, 10, 15 years will be increased by 100%. That is the key benefit that we're looking at. What is your key benefit? Next, competition. A good pitch should be able, you may not call the name of the competitor openly, but there is a way that you can mention your sector. There's a way that you can mention whatever you're building, and somebody is able to know the competitor you're going up against and able to see a differentiator. Of course, your pitch should have a unique differentiator. What makes this product stand out? What makes this big idea stand out? Why is it innovative? Why is it innovative? Therefore, successful business growth focuses on successful business growth focuses on continuously improving the processes, the procedures involved in creating and delivering a business product and service. Follow this carefully. If you want to successfully ensure that your business is always growing, you also need to make sure that you are in the business of continuously improving the processes and the procedures involved in creating and delivering a business product and service. It's very important. Don't be that kind of company that you stay 3-4 years, you're not improving on any process, you're not improving on whatever you developed a few years back. You will be gone. Will be gone. The biggest companies in the world launch new products, a better version of the previous version, like every year, sometimes every 6 months. Do you know that like with Facebook, if you had people that you update your Facebook urgently or often, you need to update your Facebook like after 3 months. They are always in the business of increasing of creating new chatbots, new services, new ideas, new emojis. Many things are always on because they desire to stay relevant in their sector for several years. So I want to take questions now for this particular session. And this is just part one. Oh. Absolutely. WhatsApp is worst case scenario. They update so frequently. Yes, any questions for this first session for product design and an idea validation? Yes, please go ahead.
I would like to validate an idea in my head, which I want to understand when you talk of the need to discover, is it customers' need?
Yes, customer discovery.
That's customer discovery, the very second point on the lean cycle.
Yes.
Is it like identifying a niche?
Excellent question. Now, yes, that when you do customer discovery, because when you identify like who your target market is, one of the next steps is when you need to go to the field and ascertain if these particular customers have this problem. And it is in that place whereby you can actually decide whether you would like to maintain a general customer base or you can build a niche. For example, let's pick a school, for example, a primary school. You can decide that in your area, you want to open a primary school. And you go to the field and you discover that actually there is no school in that particular area, and parents need to go very far to get their kids to school. And you ascertain that, and you discover again in that particular market, there are some set of parents that are corporate parents who go to work at 7 o'clock and they come back at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. And they have this problem of who will pick my kids from school and who will take care of them after school before I come back from work. You can now decide now and create a niche in that market and create a school, and you can decide that, hey, this school like this, I'm creating this school to target only kids of busy executives. And this school is going to have an after-school program whereby we're going to train kids on music, train kids on coding, train kids on dancing, and create after-school programs for them. And this school after-school program closes at 7:30 because from your research, you discovered that the parents who come back from work, the parent that is very late, he or she comes back from work at 7:30 and picks the last kid out of school. Now, you see, you have left from a general market of creating a school for parents in their community, and you have built a particular niche, and you're looking at parents who have corporate jobs. You understand?
Yeah.
Good. So customer discovery can establish a general market, and it can also, and in that general market, you will still see a niche. That's why you cannot still assume a niche. Good niche are created or are discovered in after you have discovered a general target market, and in that general target market, you not discover, hey, this is a very particular complex problem that only a particular set of people face. And if we tackle this problem and charge a higher price, they will be willing to pay because the value is there and they understand the pain points that they're going through.
Oh, thank you.
Good. Any other question? Okay. Yes, please. I mean, sometimes I may not see, just talk sometimes. Yes. Yes. Dan, go ahead. Okay. I think sometimes maybe it's their phones, Many people are still learning to use Zoom. Okay. So everybody catch up. Let's take.
I would like to come back with a question.
Yes, go ahead. Then after that, we catch up with a short break and take our next session.
Does the community in which you're found actually determine the product, the concept or the market philosophy or product design philosophy which you should adapt? For example, if you are living in a maybe say a communist, you're not living like in a capitalist nation.
Yes.
Like really getting yourself to implement something like a product driven concept concept or
Yes.
the commerce driven concept. Is it not, does those factors, they really play on it, right? And
Yes.
and even right up to the point of maybe your lean circle where you get the value proposition, and on that value proposition you made highlights of two things. That's what the idea is worth to the customers and the profit points, that's the profitability of the company.
Yes.
So what I really want to know is how flexible are these things in such complex situations in face of capitalism or a capitalist system, and in the face of a communist system?
Excellent. Now, there is something in business called political economics, or you can call it corporate governance and all of that. Like for example, China is a very communist market, right? And America is a highly capitalist driven market. Now, there are some things that you cannot do in China openly. So it is very important that as a business person, always, I think I made a post yesterday on Facebook and I said that there are top 3 business mistakes that executives make. And one of the mistakes is that not paying attention to how political decrees can affect the operation of their business, whether you're coming new into the market or you're old in the market. It is your responsibility as the business person to make sure that whatever you're building is designed around the already existing policies that you cannot influence and you cannot control. Are you there? So it's like, for example, you can see like great companies that have a lot of like Apple and Microsoft, and these great companies that have factories that do chips production and manufacturing and assembly in China. But when it comes to the sales and the marketing and distribution, all those decisions are made from another country because they're trying to leverage on the various political policies in various countries and use it for their own business. That's why one of the best business decisions to make is your ability to have your business in multiple countries. Like, for example, many countries have their headquarters in Mauritius, and they move their money in Mauritius because in Mauritius Island, what happens? There are some taxes you don't pay.
Tax havens.
Sorry?
Tax havens.
Good, tax havens. You see? So again, as I said, the underlying factor is your knowledge about the political policies, political economic policies of that particular community or country where you find yourself.
Yeah, I asked this question because I happen to pass through a company.
Yeah.
This company, their margins are determined by the government. But
absolutely.
At the same time, but at the same time, they need to tailor their goods or products to suit the public, the general public.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
yes. I think we lost Boris there.
Okay. Driven to implement the product-driven concept or to bring in the customers driven concept.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, for example, in Cameroon, in the publishing sector, what happens is the book list comes out and the government gives the price already, which you guys are to sell.
Yeah.
Now, if you go to produce and you're trying to, maybe consider the quality that's to drive the quality, the product quality that which you have to deliver to the general public,
yeah,
it's going to stress on your margins. It's
absolutely
going to stress on your margins at the end. So is it really possible that someone find an ideal place between these two concepts to ensure the maximum profitability? Is there a concept already established that can help people, find that ideal place between product-driven concept and a customer-driven concept?
Yes, there is, and the idea is what they normally talk about: market agility. That is your ability to be able to play between, if the government is imposing sanctions or decisions in your market, and of course your customers. You need to find a way that you can blend the two. And this is where you need to be good at playing with market elements or economic elements. So you need to start looking at, okay, especially your production elements, you need to start looking at how can I manage it? Or you start looking, like, for example, you can make up a decision, you know what, we are only going to produce if we have 10,000 orders, because you know that the more orders you have to produce, the cheaper your publisher or your book production company is going to give you maybe a unit price at 500 francs instead of 1,000 francs if you are printing just 1,000 copies. You see, and as you said, it stresses you so much. You are going to be able to design some goals and achieve maybe at all costs, or that's why there was a time I was talking to somebody and he had to borrow money and be able to print more books so he can print at a very cheaper cost. And his belief was now to make sure that his team is so good at marketing before they can sell. The question is, what if the marketing is not successful?
Yeah.
Right. So it is, it's like every other business, but you need to be very, very smart at how you play with all the economic elements around you and make the right decisions.
Okay, so this is more of maybe an intelligent stuff than getting a standard already
Absolutely.
established.
Yes, because
Okay.
remember that you already have a higher power that you can influence, the government, right?
Yeah.
Maybe when you want to do something, you always meet a ceiling that they have put for you. They need to find a better way and use different market intelligence to meet up to whatever goal that they have set.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. So, another question? Okay, let's catch a short break for about 3 minutes. I will not end the class. I will just